Peace, family. This episode of Drunken Threesomes is brought to you by yours truly, Born Eye. You can find out more about me at borneyemusic.com or on social media at or backslash Born Eye Music. That's BORN, the letter I, music. Much love. Let's get into it.
Hey, it's Mika, aka Taji.
It's Kia.
And this is Mel. And this is the Drunken Threesomes with the First Ladies. Welcome.
Hey.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what episode this is. It's
11.
Oh, yes. Okay. 11.
Yes, it's hot in here.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
we're trying to come on. Okay.
Let's start off with what we're drinking this evening. Kia, what you drinking?
I'm drinking some Arbor Mist, sangria. It's pretty good, but that was the cheap kind, so I had to go cheap today. The big old bottle be like $8.99. I'd be like, yeah, let me get like 10 of those.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Mika.
I have a peach mango margarita today.
Okay, yes. Well, I have strawberry Henny drink, courtesy of Creations by Kay. Yes, we will be having her on the show.
Okay.
For the Black Excellence in the episode or so. So
Yes,
this
yummy.
is the strawberry Henny. It tastes really, really good.
It looks
Really
yummy.
It does look yummy, yes.
Yeah, so let's clink.
Oh,
clink.
and
Clink, clink, clink.
clink, 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 clink.
Yes.
Yes.
I have mine in a glass this time.
It's hot in here, y'all.
Straight from the bottle. Oh, that is
Okay.
the little punch there.
I
Okay.
could pour it in my glass, but
Oh, yes. And Brooke
It's got
is
some
hanging
wine
out
in
in the waiting room. Yes.
Yes, my cousin stay on time.
I see. Yes. Okay.
what?
Yeah, she be on time before time. Yes, that's how yes, I love her.
Don't we start at 7? Okay, anyway, so let's get into the first what's tea. So basically, so we are doing a part 2 basically of the virtual learning, the pros and cons of it, from teachers to students to parents. So the first question or the first statement is, during this, so we're going to share our stresses as far as the virtual learning that's taking place right now. Do you feel like it's pressure on the teachers now more than ever? Why or why not? I guess I'll go first. So I feel like the teachers are definitely stressed because I be sensing attitude in these emails, and it'd be like mass emails to like, it's just, I know it's just everybody's frustrated. I know the teachers are stressed. I know the parents are stressed. I know the students are stressed. The teachers are stressed because they got all these kids that they have to tend to, and stuff isn't going right. And they're being asked a million questions, so they stress. And I know with the kids, it's like everything hasn't been 100%. So there's been a lot of technical difficulties, and those technical difficulties, frustrate the children as well. And then the parents, of course, theirs is a whole nother level because they're trying to help depending on how old, because my son, he's a senior, so I ain't got to do nothing but make sure that he's doing his work. But as far as like, parents of the kiddos, the little ones, like you got to help them with their work, can't understand it. And you try to get in contact with the teacher's busy because they got 3 million other things to do. And so it's like, it's just a ball of stress, in my opinion. I say all that to say, what y'all think?
Yes, the lady said.
Okay, the lady said.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody's stressed out. The parents, guardians, the students, the teachers. I think everybody's just stressed out. This is still new for everybody. And I think definitely is more stress on the teachers. More is required of teachers now than ever before, because a lot is required of them in a normal school setting. Now that everything is virtual, they got to be IT, they have to be the teacher, they have to be the guidance counselor, they got to be everything. And it's like, you can say, well, take this concern to IT, here's their number. But parents, all we hear is teacher. We don't hear nothing else sometimes. And we email the teacher. So I really think it's more required from the teachers more than ever. But I'm blessed that I have a elementary school scholar who pretty much is navigating virtual learning very well, although we just had a little hiccup a few minutes ago. But I can see that he's also stressed too, because it's like he told me he want to be back in school. He want to be around his friends. Mm-hmm. He doesn't like that he has to go to all these different Zoom meetings to get to one class. So I see the frustration, but he's kicking butt. So shout out to my baby for kicking butt. Yeah. But yeah, that's how I feel about everything. Mika?
What you think, Mika? Now?
Huh?
Yeah.
I know I said Mika. What Mika? What she?
Oh, yes. Testing 1, 2. Everyone is stressed. I think that everyone is definitely stressed around the board. Probably more so the teachers, because some people are more hands-on and are not able to do that. But on a good note, like, there's probably not a lot of in-person bullying happening or going on right now. Maybe like over the internet, that type. But like as far as in-person fighting and all that, that's down on the flip side of it. But
they just fighting in the house with their siblings.
Right.
But on the flip side, yeah, I just feel like it's a stress for everyone at this point. It's just who is more stressed than the other.
Yeah, they definitely, these teachers, because one of Marcus's teachers, I'm like, who is he getting smart with? Like why aren't you getting so smart in these emails? Because I guess it's like they do a lot of mass emails. So the grades are going in this day. Or I don't know if it's set up. I'm pretty sure it's probably set up everywhere, but with Student View, with Charles County, whatever email the teacher emails to the students, it comes to me as well. So we get all these mass emails and stuff all the time. And this one teacher, I can't remember what he said, but I'm like, he got an you could sense the attitude. Like, I don't got nothing to do with that. Like, you got an attitude. So I just try to stay as pleasant as possible, because I know they ain't got an attitude with me. They just got an attitude with what's going on.
Yeah. And then we think as educators, because yay, I'm an educator, hey, but we barely got help when we were in school. So imagine the help or the support we're getting now that we're not in school. Like, we had to freaking pull teeth to try to get administrators to help us when they just where the county that I live in, administrators don't even want to do their job for real. They like, no, you can handle it. We have confidence that you can take care of this. No, well, I tried, and now it's your job to step in.
How y'all
and help.
Teamwork within like students, and there's no teamwork with the staff.
It's not, and it's teachers help teachers, but the people that's supposed to help us don't really be helping us like they're supposed to. You heard it here first, okay? But so just imagine the communication now that it's virtual, so I can only imagine. But yeah, so pray for them, pray for them scholars, the teachers. I'm gonna start sending Travell's teachers some wine, bottles of it, because I know they need. But yeah, so any other thoughts, ladies, before we move on to our topic of the day?
Just keep your head up.
Okay. Yes, keep your head up. And some parents, I don't think they mean to be stank, but when y'all stank in emails, then we have to retaliate by sending a stanker email. That's not me, but some parents are like that.
Shoot, I don't know what's up with this one, but that stanker email didn't need to come to me or to everybody for that matter. It was a lot of attitude in that mass, and it was a mass email, and it's like, what are you talking to? So,
right. You need to start that email off by, hello, family. I pray that your day is going well. That's what you need to start the email off with.
They don't do all that.
It's just
what he said, but and then he put like highlighted bold cap, like, who is you cap locking? Why is you yelling?
Oh, yes, why'd you cap locking? Listen.
Like, why are you yelling? And like he was upset that day. I was like, I don't know what's up with him.
Yes, why are you cap locking? I'm gonna use that.
Like, who are
You're
you yelling
funny.
at? Why are you yelling?
Yes. So keep your heads up, teachers, okay? And stop cap locking in these emails. Okay, period. So this takes us to our topic for today. Where do we go from here? Today we have the pleasure of having two special guests with us. One is Brooke Hawkins, who's a parent, and my cousin, hey girl. And the other, if she's chilling out in the waiting room, Ashley Notice. Ashley Notice is a middle school science teacher. So hopefully she'll be joining us soon.
Hey, Brooke.
So hey, Brooke.
Hey, what's up,
Hey.
ladies? What's up? What's up? What's up?
How are you?
Hey, beautiful.
I'm fairly decent today. Today wasn't a bad day. I actually took a shower, so yay. Happy.
Okay,
Small victory.
congratulations.
Oh yeah.
You don't take one of those every day? Yeah.
No, child. The longest I've gone without a shower, it's probably been about 4 days.
Oh, nice.
And I think I was like, nobody's seeing me. My children already know what I smell like. And I just really, I didn't have the energy. The idea of actually standing in a shower and actually getting up under every roll and crevice and crook, it was like, that's a lot of energy that I just don't have. And I just didn't have it for 4 days.
I'm going to give that energy because listen. Okay, thank you for sharing. Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate that because it's, listen, some people do what you, they do it, but don't say nothing. But you, yes, you
And some
yes,
people just-
you tell like it is.
That's my topic. I'm sorry. Yeah. So you bought a drink? You bought a drink with you?
I didn't this time because I only have wine in my house, but I have no wine glasses at all. And I feel I'm not bougie, but I feel weird drinking wine out of like a regular tumbler. It just don't feel right in my spirit. It don't look right to me. So I was like, I can't really drink until I get wine glasses again. Like literally every single one I had has broken in the past maybe 5 years or so. So I have none. So it's just sitting there looking at me, beckoning for me. And so, it's either not drink it or take it to the head. I haven't got to that point yet.
I was just getting ready to say, just take it to the head. It's okay. It's all right.
I mean, the thing is, the husband will give me like a little side eye because in his mind, there's so many things a woman shouldn't do. That's perfectly but it's like, well, that's not ladylike. It's like, didn't really ask you. And you're already married to me. So it's not like it really matters. Like you ain't getting out of this. So,
Right.
But who knows? Maybe take him to the head by the end of the week. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. So our topic today is about, the topic is where do we go from here? And we're talking about virtual learning, the pros and cons, the stressors that come with it, and how to cope and how to help everyone involved. And it looks like Ashley Notice is connecting. Ashley.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, beautiful. I guess you're not camera ready.
I am.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yes. All right. So again, we have Brooke Nakia Gardner. No, Hawkins. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Yes, Hawkins. Okay, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Hawkins and Ashley Notice. So Brooke is a parent. She's more than just a mom, but she's coming on today as a mom. And Ashley Notice is a middle school science teacher. And we're going to get some feedback and some ideas and some thoughts from the ladies. So the first question is, and this is to both of you, Brooke, you can answer first. How is virtual learning going for your child or your children? Do you think you or your child or children were prepared for virtual learning? If not, what could have been done to better prepare you? So that's kind of like 3 questions in all. or in total. So I'll start with, how is virtual learning going for you and your children?
Okay, I think that it's not going bad. I think the beauty of having virtual learning is that for me, I'm able to see firsthand what I need to work on with both of my children, right? Because if they're physically in school, they're basically in school more than they're at home. So different things like their study habits, their organizational skills, I don't get to see that part at all. So them being home, I get to physically see, oh, my son does not have an organizational system. That's something I need to work on him with. For my son is in 6th grade, it's his first year of middle school. So for him, I think it's going okay. I feel like he understands what he's doing. I don't have to check in on him as much, but I think that he's a very sociable person. So I think it's going well in terms of the academics, but in terms of the socialization, it's not going that great. He's not able to establish relationships with any of the kids because he's just seeing all of the kids with the teacher every day. He doesn't have that one-on-one time. In middle school, you have lunchtime or you have, just talking in the back of the classroom. All of that is gone for him. And for him being in middle school for the first time, most of these kids are not kids that he was with last year in 5th grade. It's a different school. It's a different neighborhood. So he doesn't have that either of seeing kids that he knew last year. So I think that part is a little difficult for him. My daughter, on the other hand, I've realized she's in 1st grade. She thrives on being at home. She loves this one-on-one time that I have with her. She's very, I used to say antisocial. I think she's an introvert. I think she just doesn't really care about the other kids because they'll get on and they'll start talking all excited to see each other. She's watching them. She is not saying hi to nobody. She don't care nothing about these raggedy kids. She's like, whatever. And she just, she's chill. But with her, I'm realizing with her, she'll stare right at the Chromebook and she's listening to the teacher, but she's not interacting at all. So the teacher say, okay, guys, we're going to get this book and we're going to turn to page 4. And she's just sitting there. So I have to repeat every single thing the teacher says to her in order to get her to get the right book, in order to get her to participate. So it's pros and cons, I guess, for both of the children. I think that we're doing okay. We're doing the best that we can, like every other parent. But I think it definitely works better for her than it does for my son.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Ashley, not only are you an educator, but you are a parent of 3 amazing children.
Yes.
Share with us.
So, on the other hand, where things is kind of moving smoothly with you, it's difficult for me because we all get up at the same time at 7:45, and even my little one now, because she's on a schedule with us. I have a 1-year-old. But even still, we're all up at 7:45. We're in, going to our prospective areas where we're going to do our distance learning. But I just feel like I don't have enough time in the day or to kind of get everybody together. So most mornings, Emmanuel, which is it's my first son, and he's in the 2nd grade. And last year he was okay. Well, he wasn't really okay. He was emotional. Like, he's a sociable person. He needs to interact with other kids. But he's okay this year. He's like getting on. But my issue with him now is he's not really focusing. So he's attending to everything around him, but everything else on the computer is like it's not there. Shh. And so I have the little one, preschooler, and growth is tremendous, even though he's not around other kids. But he has his morning blues. I don't want to go. I have to get on for my kids in the morning. And I'm like, oh, God, how am I going to get through the day? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I got him to handle, myself to handle. I'm like literally rushing my kids off so I can have my moment. So it's like in the morning, 7:45, I'm like, okay, guys, happy Monday or whatever day it is. Today is the A-Day. And I'm quickly trying to get them off. I'm like, okay, if you have any questions, here it is. Here's the morning announcement, Mr. Lee, listen, after you can leave, that kind of thing. So I can go and be with my kids. So it's like I'm rushing. But I'm having 8th graders too. And being a teacher that we don't have cameras on, where it's not mandatory for them to have their cameras on, because a lot of people are saying, well, you don't know what the child background is like and da-da-da. So it's not mandatory for them to have their cameras on. But even still, you're teaching and you're talking to yourself. So it's like, where is the interaction? It's like, I don't have any interaction with the older kids. And it's like, come on, guys, I'm tired. I'm this. Well, do you get the lesson? I feel like I'm talking to myself. And it's frustrating because a lot of us are feeling the same way. It's a lot of the educators are feeling the same way. Like today I had a meeting and I was like, I'm over it. Like, where am I even here? I feel like I'm wasting my time every day. I'm up doing lessons. I'm up making sure they're learning that, what they need to learn. But then I get in class and I don't have any feedback. So I don't know if the kids know what they learning or not. So it's a lot of,
So that
I have a lot of different emotions.
explains that attitude that the teacher had in the email. Like it was one of my son's teachers. He was sending out like a mass email to everybody, I guess to all the students, and I guess the way they have it set up, the parents get it too. And he just had stank attitude, and I'm like, why is he stank? So I guess that's why.
And it's a lot. I feel like they thoroughly thought through, coming from PG County, they thoroughly thought through the process to keep the kids safe and the teachers safe and themselves safe. But in the process, I don't think they thought through that the educators are also parents. Like, I don't think they thought that through clear enough. Like, and that's just my take on it. So again, yeah, it's pros and cons to it. And it's not all bad, but it's a lot of frustration now because you have so many questions. I'm an educator. They're throwing everything at us. Like we have grading, for instance, I'm grading twice. So I'm grading in Google Classroom and I'm grading. So it's like double work for myself. So I was like, I prefer to be in a classroom right now, but I know that's not the case. Cause I'm like, I'm doing 10 times the work I'm doing on top of the pay that I'm getting. And y'all already know the educators are underpaid. So like, it's like, we're double time over, and then the kids are emailing you 24/7. It's like, how are you supposed to get to all of these emails? And I wake up, I can check all my emails one day, and then the next day, I got 100 emails again. I'm like, before 8 o'clock. I'm like, what happened? So it's a lot.
We as educators get paid so much money. You should be an educator, guys. We get paid so much.
No, we don't.
No shade.
That's shade. That's the whole palm tree. Because we don't.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's the joy and the connections that you get with the students. And I feel like this year, I've only made that one connection with one student, one group of class. The rest of them, like, whatever. But the other kids get on, they look forward to my class, they come on time. They're like 10 minutes before time. They're looking forward to talking to me. So I've only made that connection with one section. But I'm like, I have 160 of you, and out of 160, I only have like 30 kids that I made a connection with. So, yeah.
Well, keep doing what you're doing, young lady. You're doing a great job. I'm rooting for you.
And you already pretty much touched on the second part of it, which was the pros and cons of it. So, yeah, if you want to just elaborate, because you pretty much already touched on it, the pros and cons of the
So the pros of distance learning or virtual learning, however you want to put it, is pretty much keeping the kids safe. If you ask me, I feel like it's making the kids lazy. Because they have a lot of restrictions on it. So that's a con for me. They're lazy. I have 8th graders, so I'm going to say it like it is. Nobody's babying you in high school, as we all remember. We've been there. Nobody's going to baby you. Nobody's going to walk you through anything. Yeah, they're going to guide you, but they're not going to be babying you and saying, oh, look, you need to turn this in today. So with me having 8th graders, I'm a little more tough love, more of the baby, like, okay, I got you, you're gonna do da 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 da. I'm more like, here's what it is, you need to turn it in at this time on this date. And then it's so crazy how many kids have 101 excuses. It's the same thing every week. We've been in school for 6 weeks now. What is the issue? They still don't know it. And I'm like, come on. Another con for me is the technology. Poor little ting PG County. They need to get it together. The kids got these broken Chromebooks. They can't get on. A lot of them don't know. I think they need the technology class. When I came up in middle school, we had technology class. We had learned how to use the keyboard. We learned how to log on, log off. They don't have that. A lot of stuff that we had coming up, we don't have anymore. So a lot of times we find our parents teaching the kids what they need to do. And if your parent is strict and they don't let you get on the computer, then all you have is your phone to worry about. So the only pro to this whole thing is keeping us safe from the coronavirus. Okay, that's the only pro. All the cons, I have 101 cons, y'all. I can list them all because I don't see I really don't see it benefiting the kids as far as learning. My son has become very lazy. He's like, Mom, I need help. That's not him. He's in the second grade. First grade, he was able to do everything he could do by himself. Okay, it's okay needing help once in a while. But every day getting off the computer, Mom, need help with this, Mom, need help with that. What did you learn today? And he can't retain. What are you retaining? You're sitting in front of the computer for 8 hours and not retaining a thing. So I do feel like it's not helping a lot of our students, and a lot of our students are doing whatever they please.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true. That's true. I think Ashley's stuck.
I've caught
So yeah,
on the video games before.
yeah, they're on the video game.
Zoom and video game.
They're on the video game. So you're asking questions and you're talking to yourself. So I'm asking the same question 20 times. And I'm like, really? I'm like, okay, what happened? What did you say again? So you're repeating yourself 20 times. And today I was over it. I was like, I'm tired of talking to myself. I wrote my coworkers doing my lesson. And I said, you know what? I'm really like tired of talking to myself. And they were like, I feel you, because I don't know, these blank cameras, we don't even know what's going on. And I mean, I know different teachers are using Hapara and stuff like that. But a lot of students, again, you're going into their privacy because a lot of students may be using their parents' computer. So even if they're on their parents' computer, you might see something that their parents are using, which is none of our business. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel. I don't use that.
I don't know if it's different for Charles County, but I don't think that they can be, I think they have to be on. Like, I think you have to show.
Yeah, but with PG County, you can use your parents' computer, but you have to authenticate yourself, meaning as you can log in. So like you can use any computer and log in through Prince George's County login system, and that's authenticating yourself. So if your device doesn't work, you'll get to log in, they'll go through your login information through the PG County website, and it'll get you into whatever you need. So you can use it on any computer.
Charles, they gave them all laptops, but I think they just work with it through that. I don't think that none of the kids use their parents' stuff, but I don't know. Like I said, my son is a senior, so he pretty much doing it himself.
Yeah.
If there is an issue, he'll send me the email or screenshot. If he can't get connected to certain Zooms, he'll send me all the stuff. He'll let me know, text me, and then email the teacher and everything. But other than that, I don't, I'm glad I had my son when I was extra young.
Girl, I'm struggling, girl.
I would love to be in your shoes right now because the struggle is real.
It is. So, Brooke, do you have the same pros and cons? Well, not the cons because it's from an educator, but do you have similar pros and cons as a parent?
Definitely the pro is, like she said, definitely keeping the kids safe. Because my daughter has a pre-existing condition, and because of the medication she takes lowers her immune system. So for me, it's great that she's not physically in school. And obviously I don't want my son bringing something home for her, but I hate that for his first year of middle school, he's missing out on that experience of, finding your classroom, getting lost, becoming late, meeting those friends, seeing your first fight. Not that I want him to get in any fights, but even just all that, comes along with middle school, like having that experience, meeting your guy friends that are going to be your friends for like next 20, 30 years. Like he's missing out on all of that. So I hate that part. And I'm in a different county. In our county, the kids have to be on camera. And all of his teachers, all 7 of his teachers stressed that at back to school night. And they were like, even if we only see the top of their head, at least we know somebody's sitting in the seat. But we have to know that your child is there. So I do appreciate that. One thing his school said he was going to do that would be a pro, but they just haven't done it yet. They said that specifically for the 6th graders, they were going to assign a study buddy for all the 6th graders who's a fellow 6th grader so that they can at least meet somebody and have a connection with at least one other child. They just haven't done that yet. We haven't had many issues with technology except when they did statewide testing. That's when we had a bunch of issues because everybody's trying to get on at the same time. My son didn't even get to take one of the tests. I also thought it was really stupid for them to have the test this early in the school year. If you're going to do it, I understand you need to do it. That's fine, whatever. But to do it in like the 3rd or 4th week, I thought that made no sense whatsoever. That could have been, delayed a little bit. And I think to Ashley's point, I've seen the frustration, at least my daughter's teacher, because my son has a bunch of teachers. I'm not sitting in on those classes. But with my daughter's teacher, I've seen the frustration from a 1st grader standpoint, because Ashley was saying the 8th graders are lazy, but I've heard her teacher say, okay, sweetheart, no, we're not laying on our bed right now. No, we're not playing with that toy. No, we're not doing this. And some of these kids are lazy, some of these 6-year-olds. And I was like, Dad, would you please shut up? Nobody cares about your freaking toy that has a rotating head. I don't want to see you laying down either. And I know the same 4 kids she talks to, because not only are they playing with stuff, but they're abusing the chat option. I'm like, yeah, 6. What do you have to talk about in the chat option? You're only supposed to use it to put a little B to go to the bathroom. And they're having a conversation with each other like nobody can see because they're so stupid. They don't know to do a private chat with their friends. So the teacher and the paraprofessionals, everybody can see your conversation. And the teacher has to call them out every single day. The same 5 kids use this freaking chat option. I'm like, I want to curse them out. Like, I don't understand. And I feel like from a parent standpoint, for me, I'm happy that I'm able to be home with the kids, but I feel so much for those kids whose parents aren't there because they don't have anybody kind of looking over their shoulder and making sure they're doing what they need to do. And like one of the little girls in my daughter's class, every time she takes herself off mute, you hear all this talking in the background. She has her mama, her sister, whoever. They don't give a freak that she is in class. And I'm like, she is 6. Why don't y'all care that this girl is in class? How come y'all not being quiet? Like they just be walking through the kitchen, like acting like she's not in class. I'm like, that is so trifling. Don't do that.
Right.
So I feel like my children are a little more fortunate that at least they have me home all day. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot from a lot of different angles.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. I guess we'll go to the next question since we discussed the pros and cons pretty much. So the next question.
So what advice would you give these stressed out educators, scholars, and parents? Like, what advice would you give them to try to, keep it calm?
Ashley, I'm gonna let you go first because I really wish I could give you some advice so you weren't stressed. But I'm not an educator or my mom. But having those dual roles has to be incredibly difficult. So maybe you'd be better to give advice to those people who have to kind of balance that, because I don't have that struggle. And I really wish I could give you a hug right now because I feel I know the educators are stressed out, they're pissed off, and I really feel for you guys.
Well, honestly, for all of my parents, I'm more vocal with my staff than I am with my parents. So I don't really take it out on my parents, but I'm going to give it to my parents straight because that's just how I am. Because you have a lot of the kids saying, oh, I couldn't get in, or I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that. But I'm like, well, somebody needs to be there checking. Even if you're writing the teacher an email saying, oh, I know Joshua's not going to come to class today because he's going to say something wrong with the technology, to kind of give us a heads up. So the deans and somebody else in the school will know to make it more easier. Because that's what a lot of it is. It's fluff. Kids are fluffing the teachers, like, oh, we couldn't get in, but over half of the class is in. Why couldn't you get in? The same link, the same everything. So why couldn't you get in particular? You know what I mean? So it's like little stuff like that. But to give my parents, it's not going to be much longer. Hopefully we're going to pray, and I'm praying that they do not require us to get this vaccine as a mandatory, a mandation for us to go back. But I can honestly tell you with PG County and how I know the school system, because I'm a product of PG County, and I've worked there before, and I'm back now. They're probably not gonna let us go back the school year. We're not gonna go back the school year because I feel like the rotation is too many kids. It's like 30 some kids to one teacher. There's no way, even if you're doing 2 days a week, there's no way without anybody contracting something or getting sick, or there's no way it's going to work. So what I've been telling myself, I'm just telling myself, breathe and let it flow. Some days I'm all for it, and other days I'm like, you know what? I was up all night working on this lesson to make sure they got it. And I'm at the point where I'm at today. So today is my day. I'm like, okay, when is it going to end? Maybe I should just get on and record myself, give them an assignment, and then they ask me questions. Then I won't feel like I'm talking to myself on Zoom all day. And then it's the bad thing because I have my camera on and they don't. So it's like, you see me, the kids can be recording you. They do all kinds of crazy stuff. And they don't have nothing on. So you don't know who's recording unless a teacher or somebody is following them on a social media and then they see it. So you don't know. That's another con to it too, because you got older kids. You got older kids who's into this social media life and you're stuck. Yeah. And you're like, okay, kids are recording you without permission. It's all kinds of craziness going on. But to take away for all of my parents who are actually worried that their child won't meet friends, they will. It's all how the teacher builds the relationship for the child. So days I've asked my kids, you want to have lunch with me? We can have lunch. Or, I do a challenge. The kids that don't have the most absences or whatever, that class can have lunch with me. We'll turn our cameras on, we'll play some music, we'll eat lunch together type thing. But it's all how the educator makes it. Mm-hmm. Because if the educator doesn't have that ability or they don't want to build with the kids, then you are going to worry about your kids' social being of everything. Yeah. But it should have been like a moment where you could have that interaction. So your son is not like, okay, I'm lingering. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to have no friends when I go back to school. It shouldn't feel like that. Yeah. So I just say to leave the parents with it. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. We're in the first couple of weeks of school. We already hit progress report already. And it's going to get better. It only has to get better. It can't get worse. So that's what I'll leave you guys with.
Yeah.
That was solid advice.
Yes, actually, that's really good. I would just say keep the faith. I mean, whatever your belief system looks like, just pray for better days. To the educators out there, hang in there. Get you a bottle of wine. And that fixes everything. No, but for those who don't drink, I mean, I'm just making light of the situation. But just try to meditate. I mean, I'm learning a lot from my two besties that, meditation is where it's at. But meditate, try to take a moment, at least 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the bathroom, if that's all you have. Try to find some time for you to just kind of regroup. And, that's for teachers and parents, because I only have one and I am going through it. Like, it's not that bad, but I'm just like, this is what is going on? And I know it's difficult to work if you're working and then to deal with your children. So hang in there.
Yes.
Hang in there.
I wanted to say something.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Very bad. No, I'm going to follow the protocol of the drunken threesomes. I don't want to,
We was on We was on the time schedule here, and we had the Black Excellent hanging out and stuff. So we're trying to rotate and work some things out. Yes, right. That was pretty much all our questions.
In trouble in the background. Am I the only one that heard that?
No, I heard that.
I heard it too.
Oh my God. So yes, I didn't know. What was that, Brooke? You was adding something. What was this? A quote or what were you doing? I'm
Well,
sorry.
basically, it's fine. I was just going to say, from a parent standpoint, for me, it's very helpful that we have our schedule in place and we all wake up at 8 o'clock. Fortunately, my son is old enough that he can make breakfast for him and his sister. He takes his showers at night. She takes her showers in the morning. At 8:45, we pray. 9 o'clock, we have class. And so I think it's important to have that schedule. Also, for middle school, they had like an online agenda that the kids could use to like keep themselves together. And I was like, no, you don't need more time on the computer. I bought him an actual agenda from Amazon. And every Saturday we go through the agenda and he has to write down all the assignments that are due for that week. And we have to cross them off together. So I know that he's staying on top of his assignments. For the little girl, I'm sitting with her for the most part, but I'm trying to kind of edge away from the desk. And it's just me trying to make fun of it. Like, oh, Ladybug, she's about to tell you what page to turn. What page are we going to do? She's like, oh, she said 138. Okay, great. Let's find 138. Just to get her engaged and force her to do the work on her own. But it's important to be as organized as possible. Any pre-planning you can do is great. Definitely, if you have older siblings, make them help your younger siblings, because that's why you have multiple children. If you have multiple children, their sole purpose is to help you. So, and especially if you are working from home, also, you need to get used to adjusting your hours. If your hours are normally 9 to 5, then you need to adjust that. Try to do some work before 9 o'clock, before school starts, and then do some work, unfortunately, after 5 o'clock, because you know that your children are going to be pulling on you, asking for help with the technology, talk to the teacher, whatever. And also as a parent, I'm so sorry, Mika, as a parent, make sure that you're as involved in the school as possible. Even though you can't physically go to a PTA meeting and you can't physically go to a bake sale, you can still email these teachers and say, hey, I don't know how much I can do, but I'm here. Let me know, do you want me to reach out to the other parents? Do you want me to set up a study group? Let me know what you want me to do, because I always make sure that my children's teachers know my face. Not because my children are always in trouble, because they know, oh, hit that boy and that girl, they know that their mommy is very involved and I'm serious, and I will call you on your stuff, but I'll also call my children on their stuff as well. So that's it.
Thank you for sharing, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us in your busy schedule. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Good luck with the rest of the school year.
Bye, ladies.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Thanks so much.
No problem.
I'm a little
Okay, cutie.
You know,
her picture. It's a shame that you can't see their pictures like when we do the playback.
I know, right? It's just blank. I don't know what's going on with Ashley. She's still there. Hey, Ashley.
I'm gonna let him in.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so glad that Mika takes time, because I don't never look at the time, and I need to start doing that.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad. Okay, Mr. Sir.
Let me ask him where he want to go.
Yo.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Yes.
How y'all doing?
Good. Thank you for your patience. It got a little.
Thank you so much for your patience.
Yes.
No worries. Can y'all hear me okay, or should I plug my mic in?
No, we can hear you just fine.
Okay, all right,
You're
great.
good. Now, what do you want to go by? Do you go, because I know you as Born. So
Yeah, everybody calls me Born is good. Everybody calls me
okay,
Born.
Born. is
Okay,
good.
hey, Born.
Hey,
Well, thanks
Born.
so much for coming on for our Black Excellence segment.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I know that you have a business where you teach children how to meditate.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
Tell us a little, what is the name of it? Tell us a little bit about it and what made you get into that.
Sure. So I've been teaching. So really, it's just me. So I haven't put it under a particular business umbrella yet. It's just me operating usually under my birth name, Ofosu. But the kids will either call me Mr. Ofosu or Mr. Born. It just depends. But I've been teaching mindfulness and meditation to young people for about 10 years plus now. How did I get into it? I think, my mother was the first person to introduce me to meditation when I was really young. And it's something that when my wife was pregnant with our first child, I was still in college. And I don't know, I just felt like diving back into it in a significant way would be something to add to my life for the benefit of my child. but when I started practicing more regularly, you know, I noticed that I had a lot of unresolved stuff in my emotionally and mentally that, you know, if I had been engaging with myself through mindfulness and meditation from a younger age, I would probably be having an easier time at life. So
Yeah.
I felt like I wanted to introduce just the simple, when we talk about mindfulness, we're really talking about being present and being kind. If that's the most simple way of explaining it. So if I could share different ways to be present and to be kind to young people, you know, hopefully it's something that helps them as they move through life.
Awesome.
I think
That's
that's awesome. Now, do you have any upcoming goals for this particular, you know, you're because you're an educator. So do you have, you know, any more goals that you want to reach as far as this under this avenue or?
Sure. So I just, one goal has been accomplished. My children's book.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yes.
You Are Enough. I'm still, you know, pinching myself that this actually happened, but this is it's a poem that I've shared with kids in classes and retreats for a long time, and I worked with a dope sister named Allison Hamilton to help me with illustrations, and so we published this book, You Are Enough, and it's available on Amazon, and it'll soon be available. You can just go to like this. If you want to order it from small businesses, like from a bookstore, you can just go to certain bookstores and just request it. And but yeah, so the book is out. I have another book called Good Night, Good Morning, just to start your day and to end your day mindfully, that I'm working on right now. And I guess, and so those are some of the material goals in terms of like producing content. I think I'll be working on music and mindfulness album or EP for young people and adults. This hopefully before the year is out. And I guess in general, whatever I can do to continue to be of service. I think, you know, more and more I'm deciding or realizing with my career as an artist and as an educator, that really is just about being of service to humanity in the ways that feel natural for me. So yeah, just to continue, really, you know. I'm also, there's a meditation app that's out right now called Balance, and I'm the male voice on that app. So as a matter of fact, after we're done with this, I'm going to be doing an Instagram live with Balance. But yeah, people can just go to balanceapp.com and sign up. I think we're offering a 1-year free subscription for the next few days or weeks or something like that. So yeah, check out Balance. Balance is great. Yeah. So whatever I can do, you know, that's. Yeah,
we'll make sure we put that on the description as well. We got your books.
Thank you.
And then, you know, you on the app Balance, so we'll make sure we get that. All in the
I appreciate it. I just put out an album, so y'all can put that out.
Your album, yes.
Really
dope.
Thank
you.
You.
Definitely.
Multi-talented.
I follow you on Facebook. Well, we're Facebook friends, and I have checked out your music before. Now, you said that you were going to do. So you'll be doing like a meditation album as well.
Yeah.
Will it be similar to the RZA? Because you know he has his little.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did that with that tea company. Yeah, you know, it's gonna be with music. So I'll move this a little bit. So these are my singing bowls down here.
Yes. Okay.
All right now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be. So yeah, I got a pretty big singing bowl collection over here. So I'm gonna be using my.
His voice is a little abrasive. I listen to it sometimes, but sometimes it's a little abrasive for me. So yeah,
Hopefully this could be something. Yeah, thank you. Hopefully this will be something that's soothing and brings peace of mind. That's another thing, you know, for me, it's like I'm evolving my concept of what I want to do in the world. And one part of it is just to bring peace of mind and inspiration to others as much as possible.
Yeah. Now
that's awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's really great. Now, has COVID affected your progress with anything? Has
Yes, in multiple ways. Unfortunately, I lost a family member to COVID-19.
I'm
Unfortunately,
sorry.
thank you. My aunt passed away. She was in New York when New York was really being hit hard by it. So that was back in March, like in the beginning of all of this. So we are still processing that, and but from a personal level, that was one major impact, obviously. And then I was supposed to be flying to France to record the videos for my project, and then to San Francisco to record more meditations for the Balance app, and then to Mexico to perform at this festival, and then back to San Francisco to record more meditations. And like the day that I was supposed to leave for France, I think the world shut down. But I mean, I was also not sure if I was even going to be able to survive that pace of travel and output, so I kind of felt relieved that I was able to I had been traveling a lot anyway. So just to be home with my family was pretty cool, actually.
Okay. Well, there are some pros and cons.
Yeah, that is true.
So it's understandable. Now, as far as the meditation class, is there an age range for your kids?
Yes. Yeah. So I teach family classes, and that range is pretty wide, from 4 to, I think it's 5 to 12, okay. And then usually we'll break up into groups, like 5 to 9-year-olds will stay in one group, and then 10 and up will, go into another group. But usually we try to do things for families where families are able to stay together and practice together. And then when we do retreats, where it's like we usually will go. Well, we've done a virtual retreat this year, but when we do retreats, usually you have that same age range, and then you have just more activities where kids in their age groups get to pair with like volunteers and stuff like that. So, but I work pretty much with all ages of human beings. So okay. Basically, I've taught at the kindergarten level. I do retreats and classes for adults. So it's just the full range, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was my next question. Like, you have any older?
Because we all need it.
Okay, we do.
Listen.
We definitely do. Now, how can we get in touch with you? Like, how does it all work? What's the protocol, the procedure to, be in your class? You can also give us information as far as your artistry, your music, and
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So you can go. I guess an easy way to find out if I'm hosting or doing anything is just to just Google my name, because usually my schedule will be up on something. And you could, that would be my birth name, Ofosu Jones Quartey. But actually, a mutual friend of ours, Keith, is putting my website together right now, and I'm pretty sure it's ofosujonesq.com. But my music website has my schedule also, bornimusic.com. So all of those places you can find out any info that's happening with me, and on my social media is probably the most direct way to find out what's going on. So my birth name on Facebook, Ofosu Jones Quartey, and at Born Eye Music on Instagram.
Okay. Awesome. Now I know you have another meetings to go to. So is there any last words you want to, let us know? Anything we haven't touched on that you wanted to let us know, or our audience?
No, I think we've covered everything. Yeah, the book is out now. You Are Enough is out now.
So y'all get that book.
That book.
Yep. Everything. Thank y'all for the wonderful work that you are doing in the world, and taking time to highlight myself and other people who are doing important things. And just to anybody listening, please remember to speak kind words to yourself, treat yourself with kindness, and treat others with kindness as well. And you never know how one small act of kindness towards yourself or others can make a huge impact. So, but that's it. Yeah.
True. That's true. We thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
you.
And we'll make sure we get all the have all of the information in the description box. So
Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me. It's much
Thank
love.
you for coming on.
Thank you. Take care.
All
Thank you
right,
so
take
much.
care.
Take care. Much love, sisters.
All right.
Peace.
Yes, I
Yes,
needed that energy
namaste.
because today was a day, honey.
Namaste.
Yes. Is it Asi? Ashe?
Ashe.
I'm learning. Okay. Ashe.
Ashe is like saying amen and so it is. That's what it means. Like,
Okay.
and so it is. So it's basically like saying amen.
Okay. Because, I be getting the two mixed up all the time, but I be trying. I
And
be
namaste
trying.
is like a greeting. Like,
Yes. And I didn't know it was like bigger sizes of the little bowls that sing.
oh yeah.
Yes, girl, them hoes get big.
I didn't know that. I learned something new today.
So should we move on to the no judgment zone now?
Yes.
That's you, I
Sorry.
think.
Yes, because I'm ready to wrap it up. Okay. Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm drunk,
okay.
y'all, and I've been trying to hold it together, but I think I'm a little drunk.
Oh no.
And you're a little frozen.
Yes, and you're a lot of frozen.
Yeah, you're a little frozen.
I'm froze.
Girl, it was frozen twice, but I don't think the viewers can see you frozen. I think they see you
No.
regular.
Oh, okay.
But it's funny because one time you was
Yeah.
frozen with the cheese and
That
then
voice is long. Okay, so I'm sorry. All right. So let me get to the right area. No judgment zone, aka no judge zone.
yeah, don't listen. The lady said,
Hey, ladies. First, let me say how much I love your podcast. I watch you all every week. Oh, thank
"Hey,
you.
girl, we gotta pay you."
So I am having an issue and knew you all could help. I have 4 children, 1 college, 1 high school, 2 elementary school.
Ooh, girl.
And I am only having an issue with getting in contact with the elementary school teacher. I have emailed and even called the school and no response. I try not to interrupt while the teacher is teaching virtually, but I am beginning to think that's the only way I can get through to her. My reason for contacting her is because she is giving my child too much homework. Now, don't get me wrong, I am all for assigning homework, but the teacher is giving all the children homework packets. You hear me? Packets. I just don't understand why and would like to talk to his teacher about it. Am I overreacting? Please help me. Sincerely, confused mama.
Packets, that's
Girl.
a lot.
Okay.
Huh?
I said packets, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even
It's syllabus work, like
like college,
if you
right?
send home a packet. Sorry guys, I'm a little drunk. If you send it home,
I wish all you was not stuck. I want to see.
I'm stuck again.
Girl, you've been stuck
You
for a minute.
been, yes, you been. Win, nigga, win.
What? I must have missed that one.
That's on 85. Wait, 85. Yeah, 85 South.
Show. Yeah, I don't know.
PC Young Fly. It was on one of those episodes. Nigga, win.
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm stuck. But
But yes, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
what was I saying? Oh,
The package is too much.
yeah, it's
Syllabus.
too much. Yeah, it's too much because you still got to grade those packages. So you're giving yourself work, like for the teacher. For the audience member, the no judgment zone person, like I don't think
You talking to
it's
your
not-
mic?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think it's anything wrong with you feeling that way, that's too much, because that is too much, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's too much. Like, because it's already a lot going on as far as trying to make sure you abiding by the schedule and, you know, having to deal with the stressors as far as the child learning a lesson. And then on top of that, you got a whole packet of homework for the child to do. That's too much. So no, I don't blame you for feeling away at all.
I agree. First, I commend you for having 4 children. I mean, one is in college, and then you got a high schooler and 2 elementary schoolers that are all everybody virtual learning now. But no, you're not tripping, because if you're in PG County, I can only speak for PG County. They're not supposed to get homework. All of their work is supposed to be given virtually as classwork. And if your two sons or your two children that are in elementary school go to the same elementary school, and you're only having a problem with that one teacher, then something not adding up. Like something ain't right. So yeah, you're not tripping. And if the only way you can get through to the teacher is through interrupting virtual learning, because I had to do it once or twice, then by all means interrupt virtual learning. Because if that's the only way you can get in contact with the teacher, then you have no other way. You know, you can, it's a way to do it. You know, I've done it many a times and say, you know, I'm sorry to interrupt Mr. or Mrs. whoever, and then ask my question. But that was the beginning, and now they reply back to my emails. But
They don't want you interrupting their class.
and that's fine. Listen, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And I get that. No teacher wants to, to interrupt. But if you're not responding to me at all, that's a problem.
You know what I do when I send an email, I always CC the guidance counselor.
I was going to say that too. CCing it's like when you send them an email and it's just you and them.
I don't never do that. I always CC somebody in the email if I have a question.
Right. They don't get back to you. But when you CC their boss, if you CC the principal or the vice principal or whomever, they all of a sudden they get right back to you. So try CCing their boss and see what happens. See, won't you get a turnaround in 10 minutes? 10 minutes. Yes. So yeah, you're not tripping, girl. You just being a concerned mama because your baby is in elementary school and got all this work to do.
I'm about to pass out and fall off this stool.
Mika, because Mika looked like she out of it.
Oh no, I didn't have much to add.
Well, you know,
y'all pretty much covered that. Yeah, I don't have.
The New York just went back to school like this week. So
yeah, they did literally. So I don't know what they're getting and stuff. So I'm sorry, but what I did want to say is that Media, you're gonna be mad at this Frozen screen.
I don't.
That's what I wanted to say. That is what I wanted to say. So yeah, them kids just went back. So ask them in a few months. Yeah, they kept pushing it back. Mm-hmm. And now because the cases are going back up, I don't know. They might just end up a lot of stuff is going to get closed back down again, basically. So
yeah, they should have just not let none of the children go back because it's not going to do nothing.
And at this point they're just trial and erroring. Like they're testing to see what works, what don't, because they don't know. They don't. They never been hit with nothing like this before. They really don't know.
And they don't. They weren't prepared at all.
Nope. Now that is actual and factual. You heard it here first. That is true.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yes, did we lose the meat?
I don't know. Meet
here.
Okay.
Your screen is all the way black.
Oh, I don't know, girl.
Okay, girl.
Well, how you gonna do the toast with us? Like
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know.
Well,
your picture was there. At least put your picture there so we could see your picture.
Okay.
So I'm black. You can't see me.
No, we can't see you.
We can't see you. It's black in the back.
Okay.
Black in the back. Yeah, leave your picture so we can see it like that.
Yeah, it's okay, and we can still toast. It's okay.
But you know that the audience ain't gonna see.
They're not gonna see it. Yeah.
Oh, we see her though. We see it. Y'all just going.
That's all we. That's all that.
We're gonna tell Keith to slide her picture right there.
Yes, I was about to say Keith can put something right there.
Oh, that's disrespectful on the ones that too.
Or that no.
It would have to be on my on the one that I did.
If you were wondering. We are still
going strong.
We didn't even clink.
Oh,
clink. See you later, guys.
Bye, guys.